What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, some Souls of Mischief. Shout out Hieroglyphics. Alright, Amir, so I'm excited today to get into some Souls of Mischief from the mighty Hieroglyphics Clue. Now, of always, you got to do one thing for us. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one, and we appreciate your support. And the more you talk about unique access, the more we're going to be able to bring you guys as many videos as possible. So we thank you for that. Now, for Souls of Mischief, man, Amir, this group is amazing. All of Hyro is amazing, in my opinion. And I'm glad we're doing this album. So do you remember your first exposures to the album 93 Till Infinity?
First exposure would be the title track, that's for sure.
Go figure.
I mean, yeah, definitely would be the title track. And, you know, that is one of my picks, so not surprisingly. So let's just jump right into it. 93 Till Infinity, not only the name of the album, name of the most popular song on the album as well, is so great. I mean, I think the name was extremely clever. I think, I don't know if when they wrote that title, that they knew it was going to be a phrase that would literally live on till infinity. I mean, to show how many people that I've seen online who are my personal friends or just random people who I've seen use 93 Till Infinity, and like if they're born in 93, they'll put it in their caption or they'll put it in their bio, like, oh, born in 93 till infinity, or something like that, or they'll take it like, and if they're born in 1996, 96 till infinity, and they'll just make it their own. Even Joey Badass has a song, 95 till infinity. Right. So the phrase just keeps on going and going and going. And then you're like, well, is it because it's a good phrase? Is it because the song is also good? Like, what is it? Well, it's definitely a combination of the two, because the song itself is incredible and the album itself is also super awesome. So 93 Till Infinity is so great. It's got one of those beats that doesn't try to do too much, but has so much of a nostalgic feel to it, whether you hear it for the first time or you've heard it for the almost 30 years that it's been out. So that's how I feel. I think A+ did an excellent job on the instrumental, and A+ has actually done some great production for Souls, for Hieroglyphics, for the whole movement. He's definitely one of the more underrated producers, I'd say, that's for sure. But yeah, one thing that shocked me about this song, actually, upon listening to it over the times and times again, is that so we have all the members, right? We have Tajay, Opio, A+, Festo, and then their verses are extremely short, but in the first four, before each person has a take at the mic, before they get to the chorus, one interesting thing that I noticed is that they're all rapping about women in some sort of capacity on their first four verses. So I found that interesting, like Bridget, and then like another girl, and then all this other stuff. So I thought that was very interesting. I never caught that. So that was intriguing. And we get the awesome chorus. This is how we chill from 93 Till. And shouting out people as well on the track at the end is dope. I mean, this song is just awesome. It's super great. I think it's an easy song to get into, whether you're a fan of hip-hop or not the biggest hip-hop connoisseur. It's definitely one that's touched a lot of people from other genres, because my friends love the song, and a lot of them don't like rap like that. So definitely one of my picks. Excellent song.
93 Till Infinity is also one of my picks, and to your point, I believe that rap, as much as I love it and as powerful as I find it, there aren't many songs that cross over in the way that this did without being a crossover song. And I think it's because A+'s beat, it just feels good. It just has a good vibe to it. And I think that is the secret of this song, 93 Till Infinity, because the lyrics are fun and imaginative, and they're all, each of the four members does a great job, but it's really the music, the beat, and the feel of the sonics, to me, that really sell the song and make it so powerful. And the driving percussion, you got the horns, it just feels good, and it feels like summer, it feels bright, it feels outside, it feels all these things that rap doesn't often feel, and especially when you have a quote-unquote underground group or independent now juggernaut that Hieroglyphics has evolved into. And I think that's why it's like a, as they say, lightning in a bottle. It's just a magical beat, and the way that the four of them, the Souls members, rap on it, I just think is phenomenal, which is why I think it's lasted and, you know, has so much staying power. It's an amazing song. So that's my first pick. Amir, what's your second pick on 93 Till Infinity?
So second pick, I'm gonna go ahead and really that song 93 Till Infinity is for sure my favorite song on the album, and it's always gonna be in my top 3, right? But really after that, it's kind of it's the album is very consistent, and I don't think there's anything that really shines more than the other ones. I think that the songs are all good. It's just, which do I want to pick? That's the dilemma we're having here on this episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick "This Is How We Do" for one of my picks. I think that song is just super awesome. I also like just how they spell it. I don't know. I just like how they spell it. They could have said "This Is How We Do," but it would have been lame. "This Is How We Do." That's cool. But really like the beat on there. So first we had A+ do 93 Till Infinity. On this, I think it's Domino and J Biz. So that's awesome that we have already 3 different producers on my 2 picks. So I really like they're a little more aggressive on this song, and also they also ended up having like pretty popular, particularly local battle with like the Hobo Junction as well, and Saphir, and that's also cool. And some people who watch this video, if they haven't heard it, go ahead and look that up, like Hyro Crew versus like Hobo Junction. So that's also interesting and pretty historical as well. But you know, they're getting down on the mic and they're doing this and that, and I really like that on this album. And it's very, I feel like this group, like we were just talking about on 93 Till Infinity, this song, and they all have like equal verses and etc. One thing I also like about this group is, in some groups, you're able to tell when an artist is leaps and bounds above another artist on the microphone. In this one, I think they really complement each other well. Opio, A+, they all have different voices too, and I just think there's no disparity in resources or someone's not far better, and that's what I also like about it. I think they all complement each other well, and This Is How We Do, they do that exceptionally well also, and I also like the chorus on it, but that's going to be my second pick.
This Is How We Do is not one of my picks, although I enjoy it as I do through much of 93 Till Infinity. Mine is Limitations, and this one, J-Biz to the beat, we got Dell doing the chorus, we got a verse from Casual. I mean, I love the Hieroglyphics posse cuts, and I think this one, in my opinion, is the best on 93 Till Infinity. And the fact that we got you got all these different characters, personas, the voices are so different, the way they rap, the styles and all this. And then Dell is just phenomenal. I interviewed him. Check out the link up there if you guys haven't seen it already. Been a huge fan of his, of course, since he came out and first started learning who he was through America's Most Wanted. And then Casual, who I've also interviewed. Man, it's just Casual's style, and especially his, since the 4 members of Souls of Mischief have higher pitched and typically they rap a little bit faster, Casual, with his kind of husky, muscular voice, and he tends to rap a little slower. It's just a good thing and a good balance, in my opinion. And I just have always enjoyed Casual when he pops up on these types of songs. And if you haven't already, check out my interview with Casual. But I don't know, man. Just Limitations is such a great song, and I think it just has an interesting change of pace also on the album, and it comes right after 93 Till Infinity too. So it goes from this bright, happy, festive, summery, vibrant type of feel sonically to Limitations, which is much more harsh by comparison. So that's my second pick. Amir, what's your third pick on 93 Till Infinity?
third pick, man, Limitations was really, honestly, after this video, I might pick Limitations. It's hard. So like that, Batting Practice, Let 'Em Know, That's When You Lost, like all these are fighting, Never No More, they're all fighting to be in my top 3. I'm going to go ahead and pick A Name I Call Myself, which I also like that song, I like the song. Obviously, I like the song. One thing that I want to point out is this also has different production or a different producer than my other picks, and this is produced by Dell. So we already have multiple producers like on all my picks, so that's interesting. And it also just shows how much the Hieroglyphics crew is working with each other. We have all 4 members of Souls. Then we have Dell coming in, obviously. We have Domino. We have J Biz. We have Extra Prolific. We have just everybody coming in casual. And that's one thing that's so dope about this group. And actually one thing that, before I even talk about the song really, one thing that I want to mention is in the early 90s to mid 90s, I mean, look at some of the stuff they released. Like Dell had his own stuff. Then we have this great album. We have Extra Prolific. We have Casual's album, Fear Itself. So we just have so much music, and that's all before the Hieroglyphics album.
Right.
And to see like the stuff that they had put up is just pretty awesome, to be honest with you. So that's dope. But yeah, I mean, A Name I Call Myself is interesting because it's a little more, I don't want to say aggressive, but I think some of their bars are, just from hearing like these MCs rap, they're going in a little bit on the females and what they do and stuff like that. I find, like, I just wasn't expecting it, let me put it that way. And the Beehive line, Get More Honeys Than a Hive, I really like that one a lot. So I like how they manipulated the word, but I really like Dell's production on this as well. I think he just does an awesome job. And Dell, like, who knew Dell had that in his arsenal to be doing stuff like this? And man, Dell killed the beat. I think they all flowed well. They all actually have like longer verses too. I like that a lot. One thing that I also want to mention is on the cassettes that I have, they release a blue tape, so that's pretty cool. There weren't a lot of colored tapes. Obviously, we had like Slaughterhouse also in 1993 by Master Ace Incorporated that had a yellow tape, and later on we had like the purple tape, Raekwon, and other colored tapes. So Redman had There's a Dark Side with the red tape. So
Paul's Boutique had a bunch of colors.
Oh my god, Paul's Boutique had every color you can think of. And that was in 89, I think. So yeah, I just always find that interesting. It's trying to let y'all know, because I know some of y'all are collectors too. But yeah, such a great album. It's hard to pick my third one. I'm going with A Name I Call Myself, but it could have been anything off the album. So Soren, close it off here.
Yeah, that's not my third pick, and this one, usually I'm pretty good and it's pretty easy for me to pick the top 3. 93 to Infinity is not easy. So I think I'm going to go with Live and Let Live because, speaking of the different producers, Domino produced this one and it's got the trumpet on it. I do find that I enjoy the original live instrumentation often, especially when done well, as I think it is on there. And then just with my 3 picks, Live and Let Live, it just has a different feel. 93 to Infinity's upbeat, happy. Limitations is a little more confrontational, hard, dark. Live and Let Live is a little more somber, and I think that it kind of shows this side of them, like we see on What a Way to Go Out too, where they're talking a little bit more about life and what's going on. And I am always partial to those type of songs when they're done well, in my opinion, because you get a little more insight and perspective into the people. And who they are as artists is one thing, but who they are and people, like how they think, what they believe, all this different stuff is what I find so interesting about a lot of the lyrics. And Never No More is it's the combination of sounding different. Domino does a great job on there production wise, and then I think lyrically just those verses are very powerful, and you get a little glimpse into who they are as people. So I always like that. So that's my third pick. You guys got Amir's third pick. As always, hit us down in that comment section. Let us know what you guys think. And we appreciate the support and getting unique access here. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
Thanks, Souls and Hyro, for this one, man. Tremendous project.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The History of Gangster Rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The History of Gangster Rap in stores now.